So the Wamunyoro cute boy was correct wakati alikuwa anasema about Aiden and Jayesh. Jayesh ni hao watu washashe shishoshu. Aiden was deported. He was a Turkish citizen. There were hints that he was a terrorist, of which he was. You just don't get deported for nothing. Sasa huyu terrorist, one of the companies linked to him imepata contract ya affordable housing. Alafu nongo inatoka huko inakuja inakuambia Ruto atarule mpaka 2032. You'd rather start by deporting me to Syria. I'd go wholeheartedly. Yeah. So a terrorist is now a part of building affordable housing. On top of it, watch hata nisijasa, those levies are being misused. Contract inapeanwa to the wrong person. Pesa yenyewe inatumika, inafujwa, yani inaharibiwa tu. But that's to mean Kenya has a lot of money. A lot. Too much. Tunatakiwa hata tulipwe monthly for just staying in Kenya. Lakini wezi na watu wa kutenga barabara after every 5 days. Barabara itoke guu. Ingekuwa ya mbinguni, tungekuwa tunapumulia mpaka hewa ya kuvuta. Yeah.
The State House of Nairobi is a real center of corrupt activities. And there are two, watu wawili, moja anaitwa Adil na mwingine anaitwa Jayesh. These are the conveyors of corruption in this country. Na ndio watu wenye she and sha. Ndio wale watu ya adani. Na hao watu wakija kuona rais, hata ukiwa deputy president na minister, utamongoja hapo saa 5 akiongea na hiyo watu.
Chache baada ya saa 5 asubuhi, maafisa kutoka kitengo maalum cha idara ya polisi wa kupambana na ugaidi ATPU walivamia ndege ya kibinafsi iliyokuwa imembeba Mturuki Harun Aidin katika uwanja wa ndege wa Wilson. Aidin ambaye ameibuka kuwa mshirika wa karibu wa kibiashara na naibu rais William Ruto na ambaye alikuwa amesafiri na watu wengine 4 kutoka Uganda, alikamatwa na kusafirishwa moja kwa moja hadi katika makao makuu ya polisi wa kukabili ugaidi ATPU.
Ule mtu anatafuta actually ni deputy president. Na mimi nataka niwaambie hawa, hakuna haja ya kuharibu uhusiano ya wanabiashara wa Turkey na wa Kenya ama kuzuia investors kuja Kenya kwa sababu ya mtu mmoja.
Even if he is a foreigner in this country, as long as he has a work permit and is passing through this country, his constitutional rights must be observed.
Juhudi za ubalozi wa Uturuki na wafuasi wa naibu rais William Ruto kutaka Aidin achiliwe ziliambulia patupu. Vidokezo kutoka Wizara ya Usalama wa Ndani vimeashiria kwamba Harun Aidin atahamishwa kutoka Kenya hadi makwao Uturuki wakati wowote sasa. Harun anadaiwa kuendesha ulanguzi wa pesa.
Kama Harun alikuwa terrorist, ni kwa nini muachilie terrorist aende na mzuie mwenye sio terrorist? Mlikuwa na uwezo yote ya kumzuia pale airport. Lakini maneno ya terrorist ilikuja baada ya saa 2 usiku.
Hayo ya kijiri, baadhi ya viongozi kutoka chama cha upinzani ODM wameendelea kumkashifu naibu rais kwa kuhusishwa na shughuli za uwekezaji nchini Uganda. Kukamatwa kwa mfanyabiashara huyo ambaye ni raia wa Uturuki huenda ukawa mwanzo wa mzozo wa kidiplomasia kati ya Kenya na Uturuki. Haya yanajiri takriban miezi 2 baada ya Rais Uhuru Kenyatta kuzuru Uturuki. Seth Olale, NTV, Nairobi.
So this guy, a Turkish named Harun Aidin, was deported from Kenya in 2021 after being accused of funding terrorism. But now, there's a twist. A company associated with him has now won a multi-billion tender as part of the affordable housing project. But how can this happen, you wonder? Let me break it down for you. So when Harun Aidin was arrested on the 7th of August 2021, which ultimately led to his deportation, he was about to accompany the then Deputy President William Ruto on a trip to Uganda. And if you remember, then Deputy President William Ruto was blocked from going on that trip. And he even came out to defend Harun Aidin, saying that he was a legit business person with papers who was in Kenya legitimately. And therefore, news that MOH Africa, a company in which Harun Aidin holds 50% of the shares, has won a tender in the affordable housing project is not that shocking if you connect the dots.
Kenyans. Kenyans, like, Kenya is a crime scene. Like, pia sisi ni watu very strong. Kenya, we are being led by criminals. Pia sisi wa Kenya ni criminals. How do we survive in this country? Pia sisi tunakuwa criminals ni venye hatujui. Okay. Do you remember in 2021 there was this businessman, Turkish businessman, Harun Aidin, that was arrested and deported to Turkey. I think in 2021 around August, if I'm not wrong, around August hapo alishikwa akadipotiwa. Kwa nini? He is on, actually he was and he is still on the radar ya Interpol. Cases of being accused of funding terrorism and money laundering. Terrorism ilikuwa ya German. Frankfurt or Germany. He was a student there. Kuna time alishikwa na something that could make a bomb, a suit that was I can't remember the details where, but ilikuwa Germany. So kama unakumbuka akishikwa ndio adipotiwe. They were on a trip to Uganda with William. He was part of the delegation that was going for a trip in Uganda. Wakiwa na William Ruto, the then deputy president. So those who follow and follow politics and can tell why the intelligence of Kenya was flagged na ikaambiwa kwamba kuna maneno ambayo yanaendelea si vizuri. Wakati walifanya their due diligence, they found that William na Harun kuna deal ilikuwa inaendelea. Mimi sitaki kuambia sana, naijua, I know, and those who follow that thing they know. It was a case of money laundering. Kuna nani walikuwa wanaenda kufanya deal na Museveni. Kuna pesa walikuwa wanataka kutoa huku walete huku, but ingekuja it had to be a project. So ile project ilikuwa inaenda kufanywa huko to seal a deal na Museveni, ikuja as if ni donation ya COVID. Okay, kuna mambo mengi sitawaambia yote, endeni mjitafutie. So mimi yangu hata si hiyo. Sasa yenye imenishtua ni ati a company associated to him, MOH Africa Limited, ako na 50% shares na in a joint venture with the Demi Group. Imepatiwa a tender in the affordable housing ya kujenga 1 multi-billion tender ya kujenga 100,000 units in Kenya. Someone who is on the radar Interpol. For what? For funding terrorism and money laundering. Now, hiyo kampuni iliformiwa March 2023, barely just 6 months after William amechaguliwa kuwa president. Wakati, if you can remember, and go check if I'm wrong, on August 7, 2021, wakati huyu jamaa Harun Aidin alishikwa akadipotiwa, na hiyo trip ya William na yeye ya kwenda Uganda yote ikakasuliwa, hawakwenda. Unakumbuka watu wakilia, anafungiwa hadi kwenda Uganda sijui nini, hakwenda. In a tweet William akasema that Harun Aidin is a victim of top-down arrogance bred by patronage and cartels that criminalize enterprise. That is the kind of a country that we are in. Mtu mwenye yako amepatiwa tenda, sisi tunaoshwa mchana. Until when will the government of Kenya be run as a family enterprise? Until when? Yani sisi nchi yetu ni biashara ya mtu na tunaangalia. A very sad state of affair. Very sad state of affair. Anyway, ipo siku kutakucha.
Wazee mko best sasa bana, usikii serikali inadai kuleta tolling policy kwa barabara zingine ndio waweze kuraise pesa ya kumaintain hizo barabara, na through that sasa kuna kitu anaita draft road tolling policy enye the Ministry of Transport through sasa the State Department ya barabara ya road inatuita sisi wa Kenya for a public meeting ama ndio public participation kama ile ya Gachagua from the 24th of February to the 13th of March. Hiyo saa ni kutoka next week but one hivi. Na unasikia zile barabara zenye wana suggest kukuanga wanalipisha ni barabara zenye kuna kama Nairobi Southern Bypass, kuna Nairobi Nakuru Highway hii iko mpaka Maima hiyo, kuna nyingine bado Thika Road. Sasa sisi watu wa Thika Road bana mazee tunataka kuguzwa bana. Na sasa wanasema aje that hata si hizo peke yake zenye watacharge ni freshly built roads, renovated roads na zingine zozote zenye kulingana na serikali itaziangalia hivi ikiwe zile za hizi wacha tuzilipishe. Na unachekini fiti bana, at least sasa sijui sisi tuko aware ama ni aje bana, at least public participation haita tupite. Unajua isipokuwa ile public participation ile ya Gachagua, mimi hata sijui hizi public participation like ni vitu ziko kuanga serious hivi. So hiyo 24th kuna hii nini iko hapa hivi, angalia mahali penye mtaa yenu watu wanapatana. Ende upeane maoni huko hivyo. Jujue vile Morara anasemanga when good leaders don't step up, bad people step up, unaget. So ujue sisi tukishikana tukue busy hiyo siku tukose kwenda, unanipata. Kuna ma centers zingine zenye hata watu staff watafungua wakingoja watu kukuja washinde tu hivyo wakikula mandazi ya serikali juu watu hawajui hizo story. But sasa mmezipata mapema, endeni mpeane maoni. Nyinyi mnasema aje watol barabara, but shida iko Kenya ni pesa hakuna ama ni ile pesa yenye iko inatumika vibaya. Sasa hata hizi barabara tukianza kutol hizi zenye ziko saa hizi, unataka kusema hizi mabarabara like zitakuwa poor condition hizi barabara zikuwe, but well sema serikali ifanye kazi yake, si ndio? Nyinyi mtoke public participation, mpeane maoni wadau. Big up.
Hii story ni ngumu. This is a very difficult story. Imagine you are an auditor and you die and you rest in peace. And apparently, you are one of the auditors who were doing audits for Cusco. In 2025, an angel comes to you in paradise and tells you, Mheshimiwa, things are happening down there. What is it? Your name, your stamp, your signature has been used to steal 12.5 billion of SACCO's money. Unashtuka hapo kidogo. Kumbe hata sio 12.5 ni 13.5 billion money belonging to people. So it happens that the directors of Cusco and the senior management, they devise a method how to defraud Kenyans. What a good way than to just be doing normal annual returns, annual accounting reports. And who signs for them? You, my friend, the dead one. You are in hell. You have rotten. Your bones have rotten inside your grave. But you are signing documents apparently, and you are saying and giving Cusco a clean bill of health year after year after year after year, long after you are dead. Now, Kenyans, that is the story of Cusco and their scandal of defrauding SACCOs of 13.5 billion. They kept on lying to the auditor, Sasra, and everyone else that they were financially healthy, only for the government to instruct audit. And that's why when it was discovered that indeed it was insolvent. Ogopa Kenya na ogopa watu wale mnaweka katika senior positions in this country. It's not only politicians who are corrupt. Kenya as a country, we need a rebirth. We need a rebirth. Everybody thinks about how to steal money that does not belong to them. We need to stop that culture, jameni. Endo chukua loan. Hata heri ulemewa kuchukua loan, lakini ulichukua loan kuliko kuiba pesa ya Wakenya, hard and money. Now, SACCOs this year, they must provide for the losses they incurred with Cusco. That is the story of Kenya. Hey guys, I don't know what you make of this. Too much money, too much money. Imagine these are the expenses from today, that is February, until probably April or May, because right before the reading of the budget, the tradition is the minister, Mr. Mbadi, will bring another supplementary in the House. And remember, not very long ago, Mbadi brought another supplementary budget in the House last year. That is over and above the 300 or 3 point something trillion that we already had. Meaning, simply put, Kenya, we have a budget of 4 or 5 or 4.5 trillion crossing on to 5 trillion. Crazy. Crazy.
Have you guys seen this? The door opener who has a door opener, literally. Sasa tuko nayo Kenya. I don't know what you guys think about it. Mambo ni kama namna hiyo. We said we are cutting down the number of advisors by 50%. But now our Office of the National Security Advisor has an Advisor Security Affairs. Ama namna gani, my friend?
Who gives budget hundreds of millions to a silly office like that one of Rachel Ruto as if power is sexually transmitted, while many kids out here are going without food or access to education, which is and ought to be a basic right? We do not have a country. We have a cabal of thieves.
There's a Kenyan who is still planning to vote for Ruto come 2027. Despite the fact that we've had the worst economy, we've had abductions, we've had an insane level of corruption, there's still someone who will vote for him. There's still a Kenyan who will vote for Ronald Karauri, an MP who voted yes to the finance bill. To the finance bill, which was putting everybody in a bad position when it comes to taxes, when it comes to even accessing things, just because. And let's not forget that people died when we were protesting for that finance bill. There's a Kenyan who is going to still vote for Esther Passaris, a woman rep who has never done anything productive when it comes to fighting for women's rights, when it comes to tabling bills which will actually assist women in the capital city. There's a Kenyan who's still going to vote for Sakaja. There are no dustbins even in CBD. CBD kitolewa signages and then they fix some parts. They now say Nairobi imewak, as if Nairobi is only CBD. There are hospitals which do not have medicine. There are hospitals which do not have enough beds. People are sleeping on the floor, and there's still someone who's going to vote for Sakaja come 2027. And I really want to know, what exactly is the issue? Is it that they gave you that 200, 300, 500 bob and you forget that they've screwed us over when it comes to billions and millions of money? Is it this die-hard mentality that you don't care about putting everybody else in the country at risk? Is it stupidity? Is it idiocracy? Is it a mental illness? Kenyans, we cannot afford to just let people be like, yeah, okay, you know, everybody has a right, just vote for whoever you want. You are screwing everybody else over. Surely, this SHA thing, people were protesting about it. Some people died because they could not access medical services, and there's still someone who will vote for the same politicians who are hyping that thing up. Kenyans, we really need to stop thinking at this grassroots level and letting politicians screw us over. Seriously, enough is enough. We can't be doing this election year after election year. This is not the time to just say, hey, let them just go, because let them just. No. As a collective, we have to think as a collective. They should be sober-minded Kenyans versus politicians. This is not the time to join alliances with people who have screwed us over. Kenyans, please. Those people who you know, they have screwed us over in one way or another, please do not attempt to vote them in come 2027.
Hata kama uko mjinga aje, hata kama uko kanyaga shule, hata kama wewe akili yako ni ndogo kiasi gani, usifikirie hivi vile huyu mtu anafikiria. Usifikirie vile huyu mtu anafikiria kabisa.
Ruto must go where? Aende wapi? To State House of course. 10 years yake amalize. Vile watu wa mlima mulituaibisha 2022. we are going to do the same.
Hajatuambia Ruto inafaa abaki kwa power kwa sababu amefanya vitu gani ya kufaidi wananchi. Yeye anasema ataenda kupiga kura kupunish. And I've been telling people, avoid this kind of mentality. I'm telling you, those people who will be going to the ballot to punish others will suffer more after Ruto retains power in 2027. Let us go to this election with a very sober mind as citizens of this nation. If you go to this election to punish someone, my friend, or to punish a certain tribe, you are the first person who will feel the wrath and the heat of that leader. You want to go and elect back. All Kenyans are suffering right now. All Kenyans, hakuna Mkenya pati shida. Let us avoid this kind of thinking. Hii hata mtoto hizi fikiria hivi. How do you go to the ballot to punish people? Instead of you going to elect better leaders who are going to better your life, you are going to punish others. This is a very dangerous way of thinking. Hii ni hatari sana. This is dangerous. You should not think like this.
This is very stressful.
Yes.
The people cannot know about this.
Oh, yes, my lord.
You know, when they lose their fear, we lose our power. Do this. Tell the horse soldiers to periodically patrol the streets, or start a national scandal with our online bloggers and say, Herod's council wants to impeach his wife accused of adultery. That's a good one.
Yes.
Or start some games at the Colosseum, like a gladiatorial combat, or a mock hunt of lions, or a circus. Actually, a few public executions will do. Or send some Subaru boys to do some abductions here and there. That will definitely distract them from the reality ground.
My lord, these are very brilliant ideas. I will execute them immediately and revert urgently.
Okay. Good. Why did you want to see me?
Housing program. Nani hana kwao?
That mzee.
Nani hana kwao? How do you build people a house with their money, then sell them the house that you built with their money? You see, it does not make sense.
Not at all to me.
To me, it does not. You see, this housing program, his billionaires who have stolen enough money in different government projects have been buying these houses as proxies. So they collect IDs of university students, and these IDs that sometimes we leave at the gate and forget them. They've been it's a big business right now. They collect those IDs, they fill forms. You find one person has bought 100 houses.
That's how they are buying the houses?
Yeah.
Like, is it something is it hearsay, or it's something
this is something I know for sure. That these IDs
maybe
that
you need
forget,
for us to know it's true, you need to get us an episode on
this
Vampire
is what
Diaries.
I will do. This is what I'll do. I'll go to the housing program in Park Road. Okay? The problem with the government is that it does not give information. I may have to sue them to give me the list of the people that own houses there. If I give you the list of the people that own houses under Nyumba Yangu program for Park Road, you will find that there are people there who do not know they own a house there. Because there is identity theft, their ID was stolen, filled a form, and someone used it to buy a house because somebody wanted to buy maybe 20 houses, but as 20 different people, not as themselves.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it happens, because there's a lot of corruption that happens.
Now these houses are being rented out.
As B&Bs.
Yes, so somebody buys 20 houses, then he rents them out, even for residents, if you just want to live. You find they've bought like 20, 30 houses, now they are renting them out.
So technically the citizens are funding the rich to keep getting rich.
Exactly. So he needs to get off, not prioritizing things that are not a priority.
Mimi kama the people's senator ya Bomet County ama namna gani? Yes. Leo nimetembelea party leader ya chama ya kuinject. So nimetembelea yeye kuconsult yeye na kubrief yeye ya kwamba as the people's senator we have a lot of issues in Bomet County ama namna gani?
Yes, ni ukweli.
Ile wizi inaendelea huko ni wizi. Hata shetani mwenyewe akisimama anasema if I came to Bomet I will not steal like this.
Tuanze na Bomet Stadium.
Yes.
Unaona ile pesa imetukuje governor's residence hadi walikataza. Unajua SRC ilikuwa imeweka kwamba the most county inaweza tumia kwa governor's residence ni 45 million. Lakini wao washatumia 78 million na haijaisha.
Yes.
You come to ile barabara ya inaitwa namna gani ile Chebunyo. You can see vile iko na a lot of potholes. Na hata ukipanda na hiyo barabara this other side of the road inaenda kwa minister wa transport. You know, cabinet secretary wa transport we expect at least hata barabara ya kwenda kwake basi kama mapendeleo iko apendelee yake. Ukiangalia hata barabara zile za Bomet town zenye Ruto alilaunch. Unajua alijenga mita 200
ya introduction peke yake.
Iko tu hapo karibu na governor's office. So Bomet is a crime scene.
It is a crime scene. Look, the health sector in Bomet County wana party leader ni tabu full dose. Unaona ambulance ile iko Bomet County kazi yake kweli inafanya kazi, lakini unajua inafanya kazi gani? Ya kwenda tu kuchukua mwili ya mtu amefariki kwa hospitali kumpeleka straight mortuary.
That's what they do.
Sio ya kuokoa.
Ni ile ulikuwa unaonyesha haina battery.
Yes, we lost a young girl a few days ago pale Embomos in an hospital called Cheptala Sub-County Hospital. It is a level 4 hospital, but just by allegations. Cause look, watakosa aje oxytocin ambayo ingesaidia huyo msichana.
A level 4 hospital ikakosa oxytocin.
Yes.
Oh my.
Ile ambulance imesimama hapo nje had no battery. So saa nyingine inabidi mpaka wasimamishe boda i-jumpstart ambulance.
Boda.
Yes.
Bro, this is not a joke.
It is not a laughing matter. Watu ya Bomet wameumia. And
serious?
All the leaders from the MCA to the senator, Hilary Segei, to the governor are in partnership with their chairman who is the devil to steal and finish Bomet County.
Unajua ni nini nilikuja kugundua? Most of the money that is lost in Bomet County inapotea through revenue. Hata kabla tuende kwa expenditure, huyu alijenga barabara akakula, huyu alijenga hospitali akakula, huyu alijenga nyumba ya governor akakula. The biggest problem we have there is theft of money through revenue. Wakati wanafanya revenue collection, pesa inaenda kwa account ya mtu. Hata kwa mahospitali, unapata mtu anaenda huko analipa cash ama analipa kwa namba ya mtu.
Sasa unaona mpaka hiyo Longesa Hospital, it collects a lot of money. A lot of money, but unapata hata ambulance yao hapo haina mafuta.
Wow.
Because that is how they steal money. They steal a lot of, they actually steal everything. Like you told me earlier, if it is a must for you to steal, and I'm asking Governor Barchok, if it is a must for you to steal, because it might be a must. The party leader told me that steal with manners. Just be mannerful.
Kama umepewa 2 billion ufanye mradi, jenga hiyo mradi. Kama kuna 200 million itabaki, uangalie left right uone hakuna mtu anakuona. Uibe lakini usishikwe juu, kwa sababu pia ukikuja kushikwa pia itakuwa mambo ingine. Kuna hii barabara nilikwambia iko na mashimo ya kupita inaenda paka Olenguruni.
Inatokea hapo Silibwet mahali inaitwa
Silibwet.
Yes. Inaenda mpaka inatokea Kiptagichi.
Kuna kadaraja kadogo kembamba pale.
Kwa hapo chini ukiteremka hapo hospitali 10 wek chini. The bridge has no rails. It actually took life of 4 people recently. Watu wanne walifariki hapo. Walianguka na gari.
Mimi hata sikuwa najua ati kuna watu walikufa hapo. Nilipita tu kwa hiyo barabara and I said this is a dangerous road.
Kuna watu walifariki hapo. We have lost lives there.
Na ile kitu tunafaa kuambia Kenyans, especially young people kama sisi, ni if we do not unite, bana we are headed for failure.
Yes. Kabisa uko kwetu inject tunasema mongetu chito.
Mongetu chito. Mongetu chito.
Thank you so much. To look at that framework. The other thing, whereas the Constitution gives a framework of sharing revenue, if you look at the revenue that is allocated to national government, and I'm glad to talk about this because I think there is acceptance of that fact, that if you look for roads, for example, you find that one county in a particular area is given more money for tarmac roads like more than, let's say, the entire of Janza. With that type of situation, it will be very hard for this region to move ahead. The national government should do a checkup and find out, are counties getting or regions getting equitable amounts of monies spent by national government in infrastructure and the rest. And lastly, I want to say this. If people feel good about what is happening, they don't need to be persuaded. They don't need to be persuaded. When Kibaki took over, in the first 6 months, there was a feel-good factor. And I'm challenging ourselves that having gone through these processes and in election circles, we need to take measures that the ordinary Kenyans at the end of the day can say, we feel good, what is happening to us, what services are being delivered to us. And this investment conference will deal with this issue if you can open up the counties and the regions. I don't want to go beyond that. I thank you, and thank you very much, the organizers.
While I was in the village, I saw the president of Kenya visit my neighborhood twice. He came with a team with about 5 helicopters, and more than 50 cars preceded him around the ground with ministers and other government officers. The first occasion, the president was presenting computers to our technical training institute. The second trip, he was laying the foundation stone for a primary school being built by Safaricom Foundation. This is true. You spend more money than the value of the project, which project you are not financing to come there. The demonstrated largesse and waste of public resources shows that there is a lot of usable resources that is going to waste because of political ego. And we have to call the president to order. If the rest of us are concerned about what his government should do, he should stop wasteful, irrelevant trips where he goes to launch water projects where they have just built a trough, or he goes to launch a
cattle dips. What's the name of the school that he was
Naitiri Primary School, funded by Safaricom Foundation. Ruto went to lay foundation stone.
Do you think the people of Naitiri saw that as largesse?
When I came back, they said, this man is a joke. Villagers were saying, this man is a joke. What did he bring us? This school is brought by Safaricom. And he flies in by chopper to come and lay a foundation stone. It's just like commissioning an electricity transformer. I mean, we're not so stupid as not to see this waste of public resources. And we cannot sit here, pretend that we can put this to one side and complain about challenges of financing programs that have been supported by the USAID. Ruto should lead by example. Be the first one to show fidelity to the new challenge. Cut back on the largesse, on the wasteful trips he's making, and put those resources in the gap that has been created.
So the citizens can see it. The citizens are seeing what is missing as a gap, right?
Yeah.
And the citizens are speaking.
Yes, sir. You saw them speaking in Isiolo.
How do you make the voice of the citizens then matter? How can we fix this so that as people see, as people comment, on the ground and say, we don't like this, we don't like the other, how do we make those voices matter?
I wish they could matter long before the next election. My problem is that when Ruto hears people not happy with the way he's running or mismanaging public affairs, his solution is to try to invest in alternative ways of being ready for the next election. He's not talking to the issues that are concerning people by putting committed resources to the projects you so loudly announce. How now the public intelligence converts the public outrage and public anxiety into positives in the budgetary allocation of resources and things will require an acceptable parliament. But this song and praise that we hear from parliament is not part of the solution. I mean, Adan is bad, everyone says Adan is bad. America forces Ruto to say Adan is not good. They all stand around. Thank you very much for telling us Adan is not good. That is not a parliament that carries the credibility of the watchdog of people's interest. But what does that mean? Institutions like public media should start playing a larger role, lest you forget. You are reopening a road that was opened by Uhuru, lest you forget. There are these challenges that require resources much more than you flying around with large armies of supporters.
County
Watu wafanye nini? This is the time for true change. True change. And for those who are in parliament, nasema by March, munashika vizuri? If by March they don't do anything, hapa nimechukua kijana maridadi wenu wa Ng'ia, anaitwa Willis Otieno Ochieng. Willis mama. Mnatuona hivi? This young man is only 40 years old. Sio ni generation ya Gen Z. Na mimi ni 60. Na sisi tuko na suluhu ya hii shida ya pesa. Mnasikia? Niko na suluhu, tuko na suluhu ya hii shida ya pesa. Tunajua kutafuta pesa. Tunajua kutafuta pesa. Na sisi tunataka tuona nyinyi mko na pesa. Mkiwa na pesa, nchi itaendelea mbele. Hata bizi unaweza utaoa ile kama mzee Ochieng. Mnashika? We want you to have money in your pockets, true money. And the only way to get true money is to kill hii kitu inaitwa deni. Tumoe hii kitu ya deni. No, sikulipa. Sikulipa. Hiyo deni umefaidika namna gani na hiyo deni? Umefaidika namna gani? Hiyo ilikuwa wizi mtupu. And we are going to change this game. Mumekubali niende na Willis? Mumekubali niende na Willis? Mumekubali niende na Willis?
There's no Kigogo anymore in this country. There's no Kigogo. There's nobody who can claim that I control this region. Even Joe was speaking in Taveta, talking down on Kenyans. It didn't take him 12 hours to tone down and show remorse. Yeah, these Kenyans are all walking with their sovereignty in their pockets since 25th of June. Until that time that they'll be called for an election, they'll decide which direction they want the leadership to come from. What we have so far are rejected leaders. So don't analyze politics thinking that, oh, I have Joe, I have Kindiki, I have Uhuru. We've now been we're in a revolution. You saw the radio presenters at Kameme. They're the ones who said, even go and resurrect Dedan Kimathi will not come. Don't stop at Uhuru Kenyatta's doorstep. Go ahead and to Dedan Kimathi. We are not body. Uhuru goes this way, Mount Kenya will go opposite. If he dares say that support Kasongo, I assure you, even the church, which traditionally kept quiet, by the time the Akorinos are also condemning William Ruto's donations. I mean, be serious. To tell you something, even his own Rift Valley backyard is slippery for him. Now, if he's been rejected by his own backyarders, what do you think of the rest of the country? Kasongo is someone to go.
Willis, I'll start with you. How would you describe the state of the nation this morning?
The state of the nation at the moment is perilous. And I say this in light of what is going on. The people of Kenya, at this particular point, are calling for a new governance system that is about the people's agenda. We're in a new age. And this new age, it's about the people's agenda. And there's nothing you are going to do and progress in this country before you attune your politics or your governance to be about the people's agenda. So I do not see an end to this current crisis, to this stalemate.
Yes, that is it.
When the time comes and we'll separate the wheat from the chaff, for Honorable Kagiri, she has been served a notice by the people of Laikipia. In fact, there's a time during the finance bill that her office was raided by her own constituents. Because what
are you in this country?
Problem,
Please correct that.
What the, it's here on social media.
The office
in Laikipia, people are there. But that's your office. Yeah. That was your office. It was raided.
Right. It's
but the point is this. Media. The point I'm making is this. And at that time, the same Mheshimiwa was telling her that give the administration time. I mean, this time that they've been telling us to give them, it was 90 days, give us 6 months, give us 1 year. We are now in the middle of the term, give us another. They'll never do anything. Because what they're even trying to articulate as the issue they've done, they are not even addressing the problem of the nation today. The problem of this country today, as exemplified by the Gen Z demonstration, is the economy. And the finance bill was just but a trigger. It was the one moment that the Kenyan people came together and they had a trigger to say, we are frustrated with the economic developments of this nation. We are broke, we don't have money, we are poor, we have no opportunities. But when we watch what the leadership is doing, we are seeing Balenciaga, we are seeing Gucci, we are seeing choppers, we are seeing high-end vehicles, but they keep coming to raid our pockets, which have nothing anyway. So you can talk all you want, but it's your right to think that we are in Disneyland and Kenya is so beautiful and everything is working. That is your right. It is your right to be wrong. It is also the right of the people of Kenya and myself to say you have actually failed and your economic policies have failed the people of Kenya. And the date with destiny is coming. And that destiny may come even earlier than 2027, if you ask me, because the rate at which you are going, you keep messing the economy, and I don't know how long the people of Kenya will take it. You said you'll never increase taxes. William Ruto himself said that. Now it's taxation increased every day. Charges, levies, and taxes are increased every day. I guarantee you, even this year, this financial year, these members of parliament are going to come up with a finance bill that is going to increase taxes on the Kenyan people. And yet, there is no significant economic growth. There are no opportunities available to the people of Kenya that you can say, we've increased our earning capacity. The economy has grown in this way that I have now more money in my pocket. If anything, majority of Kenyans will tell you we have far much less money in our pockets than we had last year. But what is guaranteed is that government is demanding of us more money in taxation, charges, and levies. Planned poverty is a pyramid. At the top, it's 10% ruling class. The middle, 30%. At the bottom are the masses. So in planned poverty, 60% of the population are perpetually meant to be poor. Then they should only be focusing on tumbo, what to eat today. That is why you see Kenya Kwanza and Ruto and Lee, all they talk about is price of ugali. You don't measure an economy based on the consumption of ugali. Then you go to the middle, the so-called 30% middle class. To them also, they are given little comfort. But they are caught up in mortgage schemes that are very expensive. The healthcare system is not working. They have to rely on private healthcare. And they must be beholden to their jobs. Because you just know one slight mistake like this, you'll join the Tumbo group. And the intention is they should never focus on the 10%. So the entire wealth of the nation is controlled by the 10%. So everybody down the pyramid is serving the 10%. So you only have few people with money. That's demand side economy. It annoys me, the economic minds that are in Kenya Kwanza. It is our duty as a people to break these chains of colonialism.
Nilisema mimi ni mtu ya vitendo na mimi ni mtu ya biashara. Anataka watu wafaidike kwa biashara. Wachana na hii makazi ya serikali. Najua rafiki yangu alisema bottom up, mimi naona tu ni watu juu ambao wanapata kazi. Mimi sioni watu bottom wanapata kazi. Wachana na hiyo maneno. Kama ni shares unataka kupurchase, nionyeshe gate ya shares kwa hii stock market. Unajua pesa, ukiwa na pesa ndio the ultimate freedom. Kweli ama si kweli? Ukiwa na hela, pamba sawa. Kuna mtu anakutisha.
Kusambaza hiyo message. Thank you. Fagia
What?
I'll take it to all the corners.
You take it to the entire nation.
Yes.
Eh?
Yes.
It is a very solid car.
Thank you, sir.
Ndugu yangu,
God bless you.
fagia wote.
Kazi yangu.
Asante.
Ndugu yangu.
Good luck, my brother.
Thank you so much.
Good luck. Good luck.
All
the best.
Thank you, sir. It's time for a fresh start. Tunafagia wote. Your Excellency. Wewe uko na mtu hii Valentines? Uko na mtu hii Valentines?
Na uchumi.
Unaweza ambia watu nini juu ya hii Valentines?
Kila mtu akaa kivyake.
Na wale wenye wako wawili tayari?
Shauri yao. Maisha ni ngumu. Hii 50 kupata? Hii. Hakuna.
I beg of us, I really want to beg of us today, as the chair of UDA, let's stay focused to what it is we promise those hustlers. Because if we don't deliver, those hustlers will send us out of power, and they'll send us with vengeance. So let us talk about roads, electricity, education, health, types. Let's tone down on the politics. It is not healthy. It is not healthy. It is the wrong time.
Kuna nchi inaweza sikia kuchukua William Ruto. Wanaweza mchukua kwa sababu sisi wananchi, we don't need him. Ametuchosha. Ama nyinyi mjachoka? Mjachoka na Ruto? Ule mtu anataka kuchukua William Ruto, you can take him for free, take Wetangula for free, take Mudavadi for free. Tunawapea hizo takataka zote waende waongoze if they are good to you.
Zile vitu tunaongea sisi si wenda wazimu. Their plan is exposed. In God we trust. Na nyinyi mtajua hii nchi ni ya Mungu. Sisi tuko na God. Mko na power, mko na those Subaru boys, mko na guns, na sisi tuko na God. I'm telling you, this is a David Goliath war. This is a David Goliath war. Sisi generation yetu, sisi tuko na Mungu. In God I trust. In God we trust.
Majenzi mko? Kazi mnafanya kwa mtandao ni mzuri sana. Na tunapongeza nyinyi. Na muendelee. Mtaendelea. Lakini mtandao peke yake haitoshi. Tunataka mjiandikishe kama wapiga kura. Wale watu ambaye watakomboa Kenya hii, wenye kuamua Kenya itaongozwa namna gani, ni hao majenzi wetu mwaka wa 2027. Lakini hamwezi amua Kenya itakaa namna gani kwa simu peke yake. Lazima mchukue vitambulisho, lazima mjiandikishe kama wapiga kura. Siku hiyo ikifika muamuke saa 9, muungane na sisi na wengine, tuende pale kwa debe, tutafute uongozi wa maana ambaye utaheshimu wa Kenya, utaheshimu demokrasia na utakubali kufanyia kila mtu maendeleo. Tumekubaliana majenzi?
Hata nasahau tarehe ni gani. Mimi siko na tarehe kwa kalenda. Na mimi hata sina haja nayo. Mimi chenye niko nayo ni serikali ya 2027. Huyu mkata ushuru tumtoe. Na tuungane si wote.
Meta vile naona nisha reject hiyo finance bill 2025. Ningoje tu date ya maandamano. Juu mambo yendi bana. Mimi hata wafanye nini? Mimi nisha reject. Mufanye nini? Nisha reject. Mufanye nisha reject. Nime reject. Mtoe date ya maandamano sasa.
And we are not alone. There's a new force of nature at hand, stirring all over the world. They are the young people whom, frankly, we have failed, who are angry, who are organized, who are capable of making a difference. They are a moral army. And the most important thing that we can do for them is to get the hell out of their way.
Kwanza mimi ikifika 2027 naiba mpaka kura ya madhangu na budangu. Sitaki warudi tu huko tena. Sima youth church anuka. Madha zetu bado Ruto unaenda home na 13 parliament tunaivunja. Wende home wote tuanze fresh.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm here to address you. You must go. Ruto must go. Kwapa na hatuendi. Kwapa tunalala huku na hatuendi. We don't fear you guys. You hypocrites. We don't fear you. Mr. Speaker, we don't fear you. Tuko ndani. We stomped inside. Sisi ni nani? I'm inside. Niko ndani. Na tunamalizana na nyinyi. Tunamalizana na nyinyi. Mmetutesa sana. Today is today. You must hear our cry. Sisi ni sisi. Mtatusikiza. Hii ni bunge yetu. Sisi tumewafanya mko hapa. This is our parliament. You must hear us. Kama hamna masikio, tutawafanya msikie. Poa manze. Shan nini?
President, nataka kuambia uko na miaka 2 katika ofisi. Na hawa wananchi hawa they will punish you, na hata ukiwa na pesa watakutoa nje.
Wacheni tu mimi niseme na mapema. Ndio kama kuna list na andiko mniweke kwa list. I can't wait to reject Finance Bill 2025. I can't wait because I know it will be something absurd. It will be something mental. I can't wait. Mniweke kwa list jameni. list reject.
Idiots who don't want to participate in the affairs of their nation, they think things will just work in and of themselves. Then they are tribalists. And these tribalists, they think that they are only safe with people who are from their tribe. And tribe can mean people from the same culture, same language, or same culture. Then they are citizens. These are individuals who are responsible and know that when you want to be served, you must give those who have the desire and the intellectual capacity to serve you. In many societies, it is only a small percentage of people that can be called citizens, not more than 5%. And if a society wants to grow in the right direction, civic education is what will help the idiot and the tribalist to become a citizen.
No one is going to tell me what to do at one time. I'm in charge. So please put that proposal on the table and then let's discuss it. And if they need a right, you can't say because there is a rule here. We work according to the rule.
Mungu yetu itoe Ruto Kenya, hata kama angalau na jali. Sisi Kenya tumechoka na Ruto, maisha imetuharibikia, analipisha mpaka sodo ya wamama. Pure kabisa Ruto. We don't like you, go home. Sasa tafuta kiongozi ambaye anapenda mwananchi na anapenda kijana kama sisi.
They want to be described as honorable even when they are horrible. They acquire things which they have not worked for. They promise us things that they know they will never deliver. And there is no shortage of such men and women in the African continent.
Now, why do you want Ruto gone?
We want Ruto gone because he is killing innocent people. He's wanting to pass the Finance Bill 2024. He's putting tax on sanitary products that girls can't even buy. He can't go to school. He's corrupt. He's taking the money. He needs to go.
Yes.
Out. If you're going to raise anything, start with your hairline.
Nice.
Control, Alt, delete, Ruto. The drunk did better than you. Drunkard did better than you.
Nice. Now the next election, yes. Unajua hawa ndio watakuwa nasema fagia wote ama mtasema namna gani? This generation, yes, they use their might because they didn't vote, the largest vote in the last election.
Hi Kenyans, mi sina maneno mengi. All I want to say is Ruto must go, like yesterday. Bye.